Hello, Bangee Lawa here for Bangee Media. We are here again today, continuing in what I call light a candle and stop blaming the darkness. We do all know and familiar with darkness. And we do know that no one do anything serious or anything of good in the dark. Even if you plan to do anything good, I don't see how you can see clearly in the dark. And that is why what we have to discuss, I believe, is going to be of great benefit to you. Stay tuned and we will be back. You might have heard this phrase on several occasions, and this phrase has always been an antidote for good life, for good living, for living a successful life. But in most cases, experience has shown that when issue comes, when problem arises, we forget the tools that we need to use. Some of the situation we find ourselves in some cases is like a contractor who get to the site to start working, checking the tool. He couldn't find the tools there, or he couldn't find one particular tool that fits the job he has to do. But in this discussion, I will let you know that the best way to dislodge, to dismantle, and to put at bay anything that may not want you to go is to light the candle. Don't blame the situation. Don't blame the people. Don't even blame that your boss that you think that is difficult. Think about it. Somebody who has somewhere to go doesn't blame the obstruction on the road, doesn't blame traffic on the road, doesn't even blame the pothole on the road. Yet, the pothole will be there. The traffic will be there. Even there might even be a police pullover. But he won't stand there and say, I'm not going anywhere anymore because of this problem. All he will be thinking is how to solve this problem so that he can move on to his destination. And that brings me to the story I'm going to share with you this moment. It happens in 2003, barely a year when I got to the United States of America. I was so lucky to get a job with a cable company. And then the kind of job I was given them was to be at the call center, taking calls over the phone. We do know how challenging it could be talking to customers over the phone. Remember, this customer we are talking about is not the kind of customers that can say they are all from my place of origin. That is somewhere in Africa. So now I found myself in a different terrain, and yet I got this job by divine arrangement. But when I got that job, I realized that there's challenges that I never anticipated. And what was the challenge? Language barrier, accent barrier. People will call to the call center, and if I'm fortunate enough to take the calls, the next thing I heard is, oh my God, I'm speaking to somebody out of United States. Some might even say I'm speaking to somebody from India. I don't know how my accent would have represented Indian people, with due respect to the Indian people. So this is what I'm hearing. In some cases, they might even told me, I don't want to talk to you. Transfer me to your supervisor. Think about it. If you are the owner of a company, you hire a supervisor to do certain job, and you hire a frontline staff to do certain job. But every call that comes to this frontline staff, it has to be transferred to the supervisor. I don't think you have anything to do with that staff. That is what I begin to think of myself, that I'm going to lose this job. And I pride myself then to have gotten that job. So I had to come with a solution. And what was the solution? Before I came up with this solution, I was on the verge of collapsing. When I say collapsing, collapsing emotionally. That even when I got home, in most cases, it's difficult for me to talk to anybody at home because of the pressure and the stress of not able to communicate through. Not because I couldn't communicate through. At least I could speak English. That I know for sure. And by virtue of the country I came from, we were taught and we were trained on how to speak and how to write English. That is not the issue. But the issue is how to pronounce the appropriate word to sound familiar to those people who are calling to the call center. But something told me then that these people can hear me. These people, they can relate with me. But something is missing. Then I came up with a solution. Through the inspiration, I might call it. That listen, Bangee, these people who are calling to the call center and being angry with you, not readily available to listen to you or not readily available to talk to you, it's not because they hate you. It's not because they don't like you. In fact, some of them, they don't know you. They might not even know you. But the only entity they are angry with is the company you are working for. Now it dawned on me that, okay, these people are not angry with me, but they're angry with the company that gave them the service they don't like, or charging them the money they don't want to pay. And they wish above all that they could get those services free of charge. But now they are being charged, they don't want to pay it, or they are getting the service that doesn't satisfy them. And so they need to call. But when they call to the call center, to compound their problem, they now met with somebody they think they could not relate with or they could not understand. And now that gave me some stability on how to handle the situation. It cooled down on me that these people, they don't have problem with me. I think it's me that's having problem. And so when they call in and begin to see all manner of things, I think I'm talking to somebody from Afghanistan, or like that, I will just come in and say, ma'am or sir, you are not speaking with anybody from any other country, but you are speaking to Bangee here in the US. And if you give me the opportunity, I'm readily available to solve your problem. I will make sure the problem is solved. And if I can't solve the problem, I will see to it that I transfer your call to my supervisor, who will take it further from there. But I guarantee you, your problem must be solved today. That works like magic. And I begin to realize that when that happened, they granted me the audience. I was able to solve their problem. Even in most cases, before they go, they say, can I speak to your supervisor? I think you have done a great job today. Stay tuned there, and we'll be back. Meanwhile, before we continue, I don't know how much you know about money. Like me, I don't know much about money. The only thing I know about money is just to spend the money if I have it. I know that is what it is with some of us. But in most cases, when we have money, how do we manage it? What is our plan for the money? What is our plan for the future? How do we maintain our finances so that we don't run into all manner of trouble? I have somebody here who is an expert in that and is going to give us more information that might help us on now to manage our finances. Let us hear her before I come back to finish my story.
Hi, your girl here, Adedayo Adeshilu. Let me ask you a few questions. Do you have a 401k account or a retirement account? Have you been monitoring it? Do you invest in stocks? How is that doing? Does it give you concerns? Are you one of those people, maybe like me, that just chooses not to look at some of these accounts because I feel disappointed every time I take a look at them? Do you wonder how your children are going to be in college? Have you ever considered what would happen if you were out of work for an extended period of time? How would you survive? How would your loved ones survive? I mean, all these are many more questions I had to I thought about hard and for a very long time before I took action. Right now, I'm a licensed financial professional. I've been doing this for some time now. And I know a lot of people have questions and they do not know what next to do. We have that desire, but we don't know how to attain it. I'd love to talk to you. I'd like to enlighten you. I'd like to educate you. Like I said, I'm a licensed financial professional. I educate people. I coach people. And I would love to talk to you. Do not delay. Call me. My number is right there. Call me. Let's talk. And you will not regret it. Thank you.
Welcome back. You have heard it all. So right now, all you just need to do is to call the number displayed on the screen, and I believe this, my sister, will be more than happy to give you all the details you need to know, so that when you are taking any decision about money, you'll be able to take an informed decision that will catapult you into the next level of financial prosperity and financial security. Now, let us go back to where we stopped. So again, like I said, I was able to solve the problem that way. Now, talking about light a candle and stop blaming the darkness. I had the opportunity to continue to blame these people. Oh, they don't like me in this country. These people, they can discriminate. These people, because of my accent or because of where I came from, they don't like me. Probably I would have missed it. I would have lost it. And so many things I learned through that job, I wouldn't have learned it. For one thing, I was able to know the culture of the new land I found myself by just trying to light a candle and stop blaming them. And I don't have any reason to blame them, because remember, if you are angry, every sense of patience to listen to the other person is shut down. So you don't listen. Even if the person speaks a Queen's English, you will never heard it. Because number one, you're angry. Number two, you don't even want to hear the person who's speaking. But when that person positions himself as a person that's readily available to solve your problem, I think you want to give that person a second chance. And I realized that the people who come in and say, I can't hear you, I don't know what you are saying. Immediately they begin to hear me. Where does that idea of hearing me comes from? I think it's from me, by lighting the candle. So, as I'm rounding up, wherever you find yourself, wherever you may be working, at home, in every situation you find yourself, don't think there's not going to be anybody that's readily available to challenge your authority, to tell you that you don't know what you are doing. Even you might even be doing the best that you know how to do. Yes, somebody will be there, not readily available to recognize it. Don't fret over little. Just turn a candle, and the darkness will give way. And when the darkness gives way, you'll be able to see clearly. And remember, whatever anybody requires from you is you solving the problem. If you carry the solution that will solve people's problem, they will solve for you. That's what it is. So please don't go around talking about discrimination, all this, all that. Discrimination is everywhere anyway. Even in my country, the rich people discriminate against the poor. So it's not a function of discrimination, it's a function of my position with people. And when we position ourselves appropriately, understanding people, relate with them very well, they'll be readily available to relate with us. So as we are rounding up, let me share you this scripture. And this scripture is found in the Bible, which is the manual for humankind. That can be found in Isaiah chapter 60, verse 2. And what does this scripture say? Let us check it out. Say, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. The only way for God to arise upon thee and for his glory to be seen upon you is by the light of God. And that was why I said, light a candle. And as soon as you light a candle, I can guarantee you every darkness must give way. Again, thank you for watching. And I appreciate the fact that you give time to watch this program. Until I see you in the next episode, I will say continue basking in the blessing of God and remain blessed. Thank you so much. Bye for now.